The United States is planning to send a delegation of representatives to Moscow in the very near future to discuss the terms of peace in Ukraine. Russia has officially declared that it's ready for negotiations, but has established a specific prerequisite. President Putin has repeatedly, including over the past couple of weeks at various events, consistently reaffirmed our position of continued openness and willingness to negotiations on Ukraine. If these negotiations are genuine and serious in their nature, and if the parties interested in such talks are truly ready for them and have substantive contributions to offer, said Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, while providing responses to inquiries from the Russian media. In this specific context, Lavrov complained that earlier French President Emmanuel Macron had promised to call Putin, but a significant period of several weeks have now passed, and the Russian president has yet to receive a call from Paris. On the contrary, as the Russian minister noted, all previous meetings between Putin and representatives of the United States were serious and aimed at overcoming the root causes of the crisis in Ukraine. That's a quote. According to him, unlike in Europe, the United States supposedly understands that nothing will work out unless the issue is resolved regarding the fate of those people living in Crimea, the so-called Novorossiya, and Donbass, who categorically reject the Kyiv regime, Lavrov stated. He also explicitly confirmed that Russia is not at all interested in a temporary ceasefire and intends to seek a comprehensive solution regarding the particular conditions for ending the ongoing war. However, the commendation for Trump's negotiators nevertheless failed to prevent the Russian foreign minister from criticizing the United States for its ongoing strategic military operations in Venezuela and its persistent threats to launch an attack against Iran. This is a blatant violation of international law. Overall, this and other actions on the international stage point to a policy by our American colleagues aimed at dismantling the entire system that was built over many years with their participation, said Lavrov. He also emphasized that Russia continues to maintain its firm commitment to its bilateral agreements with Venezuela. At the same time, the minister of a country waging war against Ukraine expressed outrage that, as a result of U.S. actions in Venezuela, the entire international order has been flushed down the drain and is now fragmenting. As the saying goes, people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones, and Russia would do well to keep quiet. Our American colleagues look unreliable when they act this way, Lavrov laments. And what would you like to say to the minister in response? Share your thoughts in the comments, and we'll be happy to read them. However, unfortunately, in 2026, Russia continues to reject proposals aimed at ending the war in Ukraine. This is reported by the Atlantic Council, an analytical center in the field of international relations. The publication notes a statement from the Russian Foreign Ministry, which said that Moscow would not agree to the presence of European troops in Ukraine as part of the proposed post-war security guarantees. This was a continuation of a series of similar statements from the Kremlin, which effectively rejected the 20-point peace plan prepared by Ukraine, Europe, and the United States. The authors at the Atlantic Council noted that Moscow has not changed its approach to peace negotiations since Donald Trump returned to the White House. Although Putin does not directly refuse the peace process in order to avoid provoking new sanctions, there are plenty of signs that the Kremlin is not ready to seriously participate in diplomatic efforts under the auspices of the United States, the Atlantic Council notes. Instead, Russia appears to be intent on buying time and dragging things out, while simultaneously intensifying its invasion. Based on the detailed reports provided by the publication, it is concerning that there are no visible signs that this current trend will change anytime soon, since despite growing economic challenges for Moscow, Russia's defense budget for 2026 is currently projected to remain extremely close to record levels. The Kremlin will continue to prioritize domestic drone production, as well as allocate significant funds to finance a system of generous bonuses and salaries for recruits who voluntarily go to fight in Ukraine. That's all for now. Please leave your comments, and see you next time.